against the Greeks. They led a bunch of uproars against revolts against the Greeks. Now
you can Google Maccabean revolt, and it's going to lead you back to the Apocrypha.
Now they fought against which the Greeks were Edomites. You had Edomites that were scattered everywhere, pretty much. They were in Rome. They were calling themselves Romans. They took over the land of Greece. They called themselves Greeks. They were in Egypt. They also was living in the land of Idumea. Idumea is Mount Seir. There was a man that was of the bloodline of the Maccabees, and his name was John Hyrcanus. And what he did was he fought against the Edomites, and he told them in order to, and it's in the book. Do you know about the Josephus?
Josephus?
Yeah, the Flavius Josephus.
The Roman? Or?
No, he's a Israelite, but his name is Flavius Josephus, and he gives a bunch of historical
Are you talking about the book?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that book.
Okay, when you look, research, because in that book it tells you how John Hyrcanus converted over the Edomites to keeping the Jews' customs. So he told them, in order for you to stay in your land, you have to convert over and keep the Israelite customs. That's how Herod began to keep that's how he started keeping the custom of the Jews, or the people that was known as the Jews. And that's the reason why when you go to Matthew's 2nd chapter, which is also recorded in Micah the 5th chapter, it tells you how that he wanted to cut off the Messiah when he was born. Matter of fact, can we get into that?
Can we finish up the first question?
It goes into it. So the first one that I'm going to get is Revelations 2 and 9. It says, I know thy works and thy tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Yeah, that's what I knew. Yeah,
well, those were the Herodians that were keeping the Jewish customs at that time.
Right.
You know, which were Edomites. They wasn't Israelites. And this thing that we're out here preaching about is only for the nation of Israel. It's not for any other nation, but it's for the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, as well as the Israelites that were scattered abroad and were called Gentiles.
So you know that you're Israelite right now?
Yeah, we know that we're Israelites.
That's why we got that sign.
Can you grab Revelations the 12th chapter and start from verse 1? It's all going to tie together.
So am I Israelite?
Yeah, you are.
How do you know that?
Well, I mean by the Spirit. No other nation is going to inquire of this. They don't care about it because the Lord haven't put the Spirit in them to inquire of it. This is only for Israel. Revelations 12 and 1.
Revelations 12 and 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet and upon her head. And this woman right here represents Israel.
Isn't that Jeremiah 6 and 2? I've likened Israel into a comely and delicate woman. Can you grab that for me? That woman represents the nation of Israel.
You want me to grab it now?
Go ahead, y'all.
This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Verse 3. The shepherds with their flocks shall come unto her.
That's pretty much it.
So basically, in certain cases, when you see it in the scriptures, when it's talking about a woman, it's in a lot of cases spiritually talking about the whole nation of Israel. So it'll explain this point in Revelation.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Can you grab Exodus 32 and 13? Go ahead. You can finish reading in Revelation.
Her head a crown of 12 stars.
Now those 12 stars represents the 12 tribes of Israel, and what proves that, grab that in Exodus 32 and 13. The Most High told Abraham that I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven.
This is Exodus chapter 32, starting from verse 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.
So the Lord told Israel that I will multiply you as the stars of heaven. So what Revelation is given pretty much a metaphor. You know, it's breaking it down into a metaphor, and that's how you know that the Most High is a so-called Negro man, because we're really the only ones that speak in a metaphorical language like that.
So I just thought that in Deuteronomy, I don't know, it was 27. After we didn't keep
28.
28, we didn't keep that blood covenant, that we were destroyed.
We wasn't destroyed.
Well, they sold us.
Well, we were destroyed.
When the Africans,
I'm sorry, we were taken down.
Yeah,
when the Africans,
it was just
so the Africans sold the Hebrews.
No, not Africans. The Africans ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right?
Africans,
the Hamites. You're talking about
the Africans sold the Hebrews.
Oh, okay,
Right,
okay.
Over to
so.
the Caucasian people.
Yep.
Most of them to come over to America.
Well, what this is about to get into is how we fled from Israel into Africa. Right? So start from the top again.
Revelations 12:1, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon.
So that's Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened Zion unto a comely and delicate woman. This is speaking in metaphorical language, you know, and that's talking about Israel.
Where y'all at? So I can study with you.
Right here. Go ahead. Go ahead, read.
Under her feet and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
That's Exodus 32 and 13, what the brother just read, where he said that he will multiply Israel as the stars of heaven. So those 12 stars represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
And she bringing with child cried travailing.
Read it again.
And she being with child cried travailing in birth.
Now this is talking about Mary. It jumped from talking about Israel. Now it's talking about Mary, because Mary was to the one that was chosen to bring forth the Messiah. Go ahead.
And in pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
Now that great red dragon represents the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire exercised dominion over the Israelites at the time. They were the power, that fourth kingdom that was set up in the book of Daniel, and they were executing power in the land of Israel at the time. And basically, they basically took down the Israelites. And one of them, which was an Edomite, because Herod can be considered one of them, because they're all Edomites. He wanted to kill the Messiah. Go ahead. Can you grab Matthew 2 and 1 on that?
And behold, a great.
Can you grab Matthew 2 and 1?
Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
Now, when it says that his 12 tail drew the third part of the stars that was of heaven, that's talking about the 3 tribes that was left in this land. Because when you go, what is that? 2 Kings 17 and beginning at 25, it talks about how Ephraim and his companions, you know, the 4 on down, they were taken into captivity by Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and they were taken over to Assyria. And once they was in Assyria, they realized that they had went off from following the Most High Heavenly Father and following His customs, and they said, "Let us go and keep the customs of the Most High in the land where never mankind dwelt." Hey, Kazak, can you grab 2nd Ezra 13 and 40, just to grab it on that? Because Revelation, the 12th chapter, that's a bad chapter, man. That's a bad chapter. It's good. It covers a lot of history. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So they were carried away prisoners. You know, the 10 tribes. Ephraim all the way, because Ephraim is the head tribe of the 10 tribes of Israel. When the kingdom was split. Go ahead.
In the time of...
I'm sorry, let me clarify that. The kingdom of Israel was split into 2 kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom,
Judah,
which Ephraim was the head tribe over the northern kingdom, and Judah was the head tribe over the southern kingdom. Go ahead.
So Judah was on top of Jerusalem. Jerusalem right here, Judah at the top.
No, they were Southern Kingdom.
Judah is on Judah is on the southern region.
Judah is in the southern region.
Yeah.
So Jerusalem is right here. Where was
inside of Israel? It's just like this.
Jerusalem is in the southern part of Israel.
It's in the southern part. That's all it is. So they were called the Southern Kingdom, which you see right here, Salakia. It's the Southern Kingdom, and then these were the Northern Kingdom. That's it.
Y'all brothers get your Bible dictionary.
Can you get the map out?
I got a map right here.
Okay.
You're still not going to understand.
Right. This
is Jerusalem is blacked out.
Well, this is all blacked out right here, right? So it's just basically saying.
I got one in my book.
This is, if you don't know where Seir's at, Seir's down here. Yeah. That was just right above where Judah is at. So Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Well, Judah and Benjamin, because Levi.
Where's that tribe? Where's that? So Jerusalem's right here.
Yeah, Jerusalem.
Where's it? Judah.
Where's Judah? Judah is kingdom. It's southern kingdom. They went under the name Judah.
Right there.
They went under the name Judah.
Judah.
Syria.
That's Judah. This would be compared to Syria up here. You see that?
So
Syria?
Judah's right here.
Yeah. See,
is that in Jerusalem? Is Jerusalem there too? In the same way?
Jerusalem will be down here somewhere.
In the southern
That's
part
all. It's all in the same region. All you got to do is just get a map and pinpoint it, really.
Here you go. This
you got that. Come with that in
So Judah, Simeon,
Ephraim.
Where you go? Go ahead. It says, and those are. Come in. Get the book. It's hard like that, man. That shit annoying as hell. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But they took this counsel amongst themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a country where never mankind dwelt.
Hold on, wait. Where does it say that at?
Yeah, Second Ezra. You know about the Apocrypha?
He said, where?
You know about the Apocrypha? You know about the Apocrypha?
I don't know about that.
That's Apocrypha. This is a
Matthew 2:1.
1611 King James Version Bible.
Can you also grab
Before I believe this is the 1800s.
So basically, I gotta read the Apocrypha.
Actually,
Yeah, because you're missing a lot of stuff out of it. It's like, what, 14 books?
It's heavy,
14,
man.
14.
So I got
all of that missing history.
I got Joseph's
it's right there.
book. I got the Bible, and I need the Apocrypha now.
Yeah.
Yep. You need the Apocrypha.
You need to. It completes the Bible.
It completes
on
you.
the earth.
It completes me.
Hey, go ahead. Go back to Revelation.
You get a chance. I want to ask you before you leave. Well, now I noticed something. Were those your children?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they mother Chinese or white female?
Oh, no. Japanese.
Japanese.
You've been out here before, right?
You've been out here before?
No, that's another guy.
There's another guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now you
I
know,
thought so, yeah.
and I'm sorry, I'm Salaki. I'll bring it right back. I was just wondering, because they did have, I can see what they look like, but before he left.
They'd be Israelites.
Yeah, they are, they're still Israelites. Because of you. Because of the seed of a man. So that's whatever you bring forth is your child from any woman.
See, because today they tell you that people can be mixed, but they don't know anything.
Yeah, I go by the Bible. I teach my kids that said.
Right.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Numbers 1:18, and they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, which is like your lineage kind of, after their families, which is your lineage, but by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 12 years old and upward, by the poll. So it basically
your nationality is determined by your father, basically your father's bloodline.
No matter if no matter if like your son, if he got with another Japanese woman, that's your son will look more his seed grandson will look a little bit more Japanese.
Well, I'm just saying, like my friends, they started doing blood tests to the graves that was buried in Egypt. It's very expensive to compare who has Hebrew blood.
Yeah, you can't find, you got bones.
You talking about Japanese?
You talking about? No, he just talking about.
You can't really go off a DNA.
But you can go off the spirit, meaning you can see if somebody.
I had prayed the guy, and then I got here. This is 2013. He gave me a ticket for like $700, so I took it.
He went out there, Egypt. But
no, that's Jerusalem.
No, that's Jerusalem? Okay, I thought you said Egypt. But you say Egypt.
No, Egypt is where they got the bones at. And that's where they say that expensive Texas, like, I think it's like.
But you know when we went out into Egypt as
that was in Moses' time.
Yeah, but that was, man, them bones could be disintegrated, everything. So what we actually saying, the only thing that we're speaking on is, right now, this is where the Lord put the rest of us at, over here. And it spread it across the whole world. And that's it. Get the brother back to us.
And if I could say one thing, I'll give it back. Going to Jerusalem doesn't do anything, because that land is defiled. That land is going to get burnt up. Yeah, it's going to be destroyed. The Heavenly Father is going to destroy that land completely, because that land is disgusting.
And you know how you know who's an Israelite?
That's nasty.
If they're, because first of all, the Lord ain't even dealing with all Israel, and the Bible tells you that. The only ones that the Lord is dealing with is the Israel of the Most High. So that's it. So the ones that believe in the whole song going into Revelation the 14th chapter, which means that they agree with the whole truth, with the whole gospel. That's how you know that there's an Israelite. Because it could be somebody that come up here that look like they straight up look like they're from Pakistan. But if they agree with this, if their spirit agree with this, that's how you know that they're Israelite. Because Israel is scattered throughout the four corners of the world. Now, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that everybody is an Israelite. I'm just saying that the ones that agree with this, they're Israelite because their bloodline goes back to Israel.